So today we are going to start a new topic, energy audit and management. So there are three words, energy, audit and management. So we are going to see details about each and every term and we'll understand these terms. So the first, energy. What is meant by energy? We know that energy is the simple definition is to capacity to do work. So wherever work is required, we need energy, and that energy may be in different forms like potential energy, kinetic, thermal, electrical, chemical, nuclear, and any other form. So we also know that there are some renewable energies and non-renewable energies. Obviously, non-renewable energy creates many problems which are directly or indirectly effect on our environment. The consumption of energy. So there are variety of consumptions. So you can see here in front of you the percentage of energy consumed by different sectors are given for the reference. Almost we know that whatever energy a particular industry or agriculture or residential transport that are going to consume is shown here. So out of that, the industry and transport. Industry obviously requires the energy for to run the pumps, to run the various components, to run the compressors, refrigeration system units, furnaces, etc. etc. Whereas in the transport, the energy required mainly for fuel, diesel or gases or petroleum product. So these two sectors are major sectors. Out of that, the industry sector has very good opportunity to save lot much energy. So here residential, other energy uses and agriculture. So they are not having percentage as compared to the industry. Industry and transport are the main areas. If you just see the primary energy consumption, so we are having large amount of energy consumption which is of coal. We know that in our India we are having a good quantity of coal mines. So in next 100 years or so, we can use these coal mines and coal storage is very good in India. So this coal get converted into electricity by using our thermal power stations. So that's why whatever electricity produced which is utilized in industry and other purposes that mainly come from this burning of coal. So 54% of the total energy which comes from the coal. The oil and natural gases are the second most. So the oil. So as far as oil is concerned, India doesn't have any that much oil mines so that we are self sustained. So we require to import oil. So import of oil is costly affair. We have to give lot much our revenue towards this purchase of oil from the other industry for the other countries. Okay, so that's why there should be something to be controlled on this oil which is imported. So in this way if we try to save something, then saving of the energy is cannot that much directly useful. Why not it is useful? Because if I save something, if I save the energy, then product is also not going to manufacture. So that's why we must try to reduce the consumption. For example, in our day-to-day life, we are having a 40-watt bulb. Nowadays, this 40-watt bulb can be replaced very easily by LED bulb which is of 5 watt. So that means 40 watt to 5 watt without compromising light intensity or the whatever required light, we are going to reduce the consumption. So that means there is no any losses, there is no any loss of any type of performance, but we are going to we reduces the energy. So that is called as energy conservation. So as per as definition is also concerned, it is the effort made to reduce the consumption of energy by using less of an energy service. So this particular energy conservation can be possible if I utilize existing energy in the more effective way. How we can utilize that? That we can see. So here, whatever energy available with us, if I utilize that particular energy in the effective way, that gives us same performance, same output by utilizing lesser energy. So that is called as a energy conservation. So energy conservation means less consumption with same performance or same output. So this is one simple example. We are having incandescent lamp which is of having 60 watt of capacity. So light output is also 800 lumens. So it consumes lot many CO2. CO2 emission is very high. It emits lot much CO2. So if I compare that with the LED lamp, light emitting diode lamp, it is having just 8 watt and it emit CO2 very less, almost 7 times to 8 times less than our CO2 emission. You can see here CO2 emission for the incandescent lamp is 48.4 grams per hour, whereas CO2 emission for the LED lamp is just 6.4 grams per hour. Life is also going to increase. That means this is the simple example by which we can understand energy conservation. So we have reduced that energy. So such type of opportunities that we must find inside the industry, because if you take any of the industry, that industry may have different components. Like for example, if I take a simple example of sugar industry, the sugar industry is having boilers, they are having pumps, they are having evaporators, they are having different kinds of heating elements, they are having all the different kinds of energy consuming devices. So in all such components, we have to think about how we can reduce the energy. Okay. So again we can take example. In our day-to-day life, generally we can see refrigerators are very common. In this refrigerator, reciprocating type of hermetically sealed compressors are used. This reciprocating hermetically sealed compressors is having very high consumption of electricity. These compressors nowadays replace with simple lobe type of inverter technology, and that will reduce the consumption of electricity by replacing the technology. So reciprocating type of compressor is replaced with screw compressor. This is one of the example that we can quote. In industry, many times we required air to be compressed. Compressed air is used in industry in the assembly lines to run some tools, assembly tools. So in such cases, the compressed air can be compressed by using air compressors. Generally, reciprocating air compressors are very common. But nowadays, these reciprocating air compressors are replaced by the screw compressors. Screw compressors are having more efficiency, it is having more compression ratio, and they are very, very energy saver. So this is the energy conservation. Now, if I want to do such type of energy conservation in any industry, so we need to think about the variety of opportunities available inside the industry. So for any industry, there are there are variety of options by which we can reduce the energy consumption. So for that you need to have an audit. So what is meant by audit? Audit means verification, monitoring, and analysis. So we have to verify, we must enter inside the industry, you must look at all the systems, monitor the systems, take the data, whatever temperature, whatever flow, whatever pressure data, and analyze the data and say that yes, here there is a wastage of some kind of energy. So that energy may be in the any form. So there may be chances that somewhere the steam is get heated, and the temperature of the steam is more than the required. So you must find there, we must verify and monitor that steam, why the steam is heated beyond certain temperature which is not required for the process. So you have something opportunity there to reduce the energy consumption. So how it can be possible? By using energy audit. In the energy audit, we are going to verify, monitor, analyze the use of energy, including submission of technical report containing recommendation for the improving energy efficiency with cost benefit analysis and the action plan to reduce the energy consumption. So energy audit is the full-fledged, a long process. So we are going to see the complete uh, energy audit walkthrough, how we can do this complete energy audit. This energy audit is going to verify, monitor, and analysis. For example, you can do your home energy audit. For that, you need to see where you can save the energy. Take an example, at your home, you are having water heater. So water heater or geyser, which consumes almost 20 rupees per day. So that means you are going to spend 20 rupees per day as an energy cost for the geyser, just to just to increase the temperature of the water for bath purpose. So every day 20 rupees, that means in average, if I say 300 days, Then for the 300 days into 20 rupees, that means 6,000 rupees you are going to spend just for the electricity energy which convert electricity energy into thermal energy. So here you can simply replace this geyser by the solar water heater. So if I take water heater and for the 50 liter per hour solar water heater, it may cost almost 12,000. That means if I replace my present geyser with the solar hot water system, then we can get, there is an investment of 12,000, but that we directly that we can directly get benefited without any investment in next 2 years, because already we are spending 20 rupees per day, means 6,000 rupees per year. And if I replace the present geyser with the solar water heater, which is having price of 12,000, then our present 20 rupees per hour, 20 rupees per day consumption of energy can be reduces reduces by applying new technology, solar water heating. So if I replace our geyser with solar water heater within 2 years, after 2 years, whatever benefit you are getting, it doesn't have any cost, because already within 2 years you already paid the cost. So after that, if that solar water heater without any maintenance, if it's sustained for next 8 hours, 8 years, then how much benefit that you can get in rupees? So it directly gives us 8 years multiplied by 6,000. So 48,000 rupees you can save, because generally the solar water heater can be maintained, or without any maintenance it will work for 10 years. So this is very simple way by which you can replace your simple gadget which is in your home. So such type of opportunities are there inside the industry. So that opportunities we have to analyze, we have to monitor, and after verification, monitoring and analysis, we have to prepare one report, and it has to submit to the industry that yes, these are the opportunities in which you can replace this technology, and because of replacing this technology, you will get this much amount of profit. So that is called energy audit. The energy audit having such type of different parameters. So in the energy audit, whatever physical things are there, whatever financial thing, processes, high energy units, all these are verify, monitor and analyze by inspecting, examining, analyzing, assessment, conservation and investigating using some statistical analysis, inspection testing and diagnostic evaluation. So these three kinds of things that is expected in energy audit. Energy audit is going to inspect, examine, analyze, assess physical, financial processes and other energy high unit energy parameters in the industry by using some statistical analysis, inspecting and testing and diagnostic evaluation. After that, the energy audit report is going to prepared. So this energy audit report gives one more thing inside the industry, that is energy management. Energy management is the one kind of strategy that has to adopt by the industry. so that whatever inside the audit or whatever the particular energy manager or manager inside the industry observed, depend upon that you have to adjust and optimize the energy using system and procedure so as to reduce the energy requirement. So here the energy management is the management of this conservation of energy. So how it will be processed? We know that energy management will start from verification, monitoring, and reporting. So just here the energy auditor may be the internal auditor or it may be external auditor. So he is going to verify, monitor, and report wherever there is a chances of saving of energy. In case of very simple example, I will tell you. In our some of the industry, you can replace the fuel also. That also saves something. In one of the industry which manufacture 3 or 4 layer water tanks, they are using coal and LPG gas as a fuel for the heating of that mold in which the tanks are get manufactured. After verification, monitoring, and reporting by the external auditor, it is reported that if I use simple briquettes, wooden briquettes or wastage briquettes, which are generally comes from agriculture waste instead of coal and gas, then it will reduce the cost of heating. So that is the reporting. So company, whenever such type of reporting takes from the auditor, company has to commit something. So management next step is commitment of company. Whatever auditor output comes, then the company has to commit. Yes, we understand the problem and we understand the energy use. So that is the commitment of company. So understanding the energy use, the company has to plan and organize. So just now I told you. So if I replace my home geyser with the solar water heater, I had to plan and organize. I had to plan some amount for the 2 years because my payback period is 2 years. I have to invest 12,000 today itself. So I have to plan and organize such type of things in industry also. In industry, I have to plan some financial things. I have to plan some technological changes and other effect on the final product that has to be changed. Check all this planning and organization has to do this. And after planning and organization, we can implement this. We can implement this energy management. So these are the steps. These are the steps which comes under energy management.